Hi everyone, we're back with another review commentary, and oh man, this is a special one because we got the man, the myth, the legend, Godzilla
Marvel
Mendoza
DC
in the
fan
chat.
X99.
No, I'm not a legend. God damn it.
You are in my eyes.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that so much. But yeah, Zach is no longer in captivity. So I have Xavier here instead, trapped in my basement, and he'll never leave.
How did Zach escape? Did he tunnel his way out with a spoon?
Pretty much.
He needed to get out to the world to tell more people about Russian bootleg Ninja Turtles.
It was kind of like that scene in oh god.
Shirt.
Yeah. Oh yeah, my Punisher shirt. I forgot about that.
It's hard to find Punisher shirts that aren't the Thomas Jane logo.
Yeah. This one I don't remember where we got it from, but it's almost like a subway graffiti. It looks kind of cool. I got another Punisher shirt recently, which is it's a gray t-shirt with a black skull and looks pretty sweet.
Cool.
But
so the Spider-Man TAS DVDs bring me back.
Oh man, yeah, I love it. So yeah, we're here with the Destroy Humans video, which by the time we're recording this a little early because I don't know when else to get Xavier to do this. So yeah, by the time this comes out, it's been a year, and man, this one was interesting because this was not only my first special review, but also it's special to me because it's one of my favorite games ever. And also I got you here, which I was not expecting.
No, man, I love Destroy All Humans. It's one of my favorite games of all time too. So
it's such a like, it's not only a cult classic, but it's such an underrated title. The first two games specifically, like
I'm happy that it had a strong enough following that it got a remake.
I know.
I was wondering if it was like too niche.
There he is.
I like that cool grid background, by the way. It's
yeah. Neat. So one of the things I wanted to do with this one was because when I think of your videos, I always think of you in like as just a drawing, like in a red background. So I wanted to incorporate that in some way, and I didn't know how else. I just had Canva for this, so I was like, okay, let me just put.
I would have lent you the footage for the background that I use.
You know, I didn't want to take too much of your time away. I just this was good enough. Like just having your voice throughout the video, and having to do these lines. Like I was just perfectly fine with that. The fact that I had you at all was just a shock to me. But I mean, so
you weren't asking for a lot. It was just a handful of lines, just goofing and gaffing before getting the actual review started.
That's true. Yeah. So I guess context is kind of what we should get into. This was a review that was in the making years ago. This was when I was still working on the channel as is, and I think this was right before I recorded Arkham Asylum, or at least within that month. The Destroy All Humans remake came out. You guys streamed it over on David's channel, and as a fanboy, I just went over and asked him politely if he'd be interested in a small role, and
that's thankfully really how it works. I mean, all you got to do is ask, and you can get a lot. You'd be surprised the people you could get in a YouTube video if you just ask nice.
Yeah. I always just, when it comes to, just certain YouTubers, I always feel really nervous because, they have a following. So it's just like, the fact that they gave me.
I am exactly the same as you. I am just a guy making videos at my house. There's no difference.
Yeah, it was a little scary, but so I didn't write anything right away because I knew that you were busy with your life, and I was like, okay, I don't want to push too many boundaries. So I waited a little bit, did Arkham and some other games, and then it was right before the second remake came out. I was like, okay, what if I just do this as a video and just be like as a surprise and a tie into that game. So I think it was like a month before the game. I was like, "Hey, remember when I asked you about this thing? And are you still interested?" And you were like, "Yeah, I'm. Yeah, I'm." And you sent me some lines, and it all worked out really well.
Well, now that you've got one cool guest under your belt, keep aiming for the stars. Maybe you'll get one someday. You'll get one that's actually famous and interesting instead of me.
Oh man. I thought at this point I'm like, as far as like comic book YouTubers go, I've set myself with such a high bar. I don't know how to get past that.
Let's see what Panels to Pixels is up to. That guy's cool.
I thought about asking him for not for a review, but for like other projects, and maybe
I love
maybe
that guy. Josh is awesome. He's done
great.
music for me, and we've done podcasts together. I even have some of his merch.
His videos are amazing. Everyone should go check him out, especially his Ang Lee Hulk video. It's one of my favorites.
He puts so much time into lighting. He's got really good lighting, and I'm jealous of that because I don't know how to get that.
I know, like his production quality is just out of this world.
He's got such a nice set.
Yeah, it is a really nice set too.
Albrecht.
Yeah, just this series. I had as a joke, like I was just like, because I couldn't pronounce his name at the time, I'm just like, I guess I'll make a joke in the video itself. And I remember when I was going through the other IMDb credits, one of my friends gave me shit because he was a big fan of Oswald. It's like, how the fuck can you dismiss Oswald? I'm just like, it's part of the script, dude. It's just a video. It's just a video, honey.
I'm just goofing. I'm just gassing.
Just goofing.
I always loved the Jack Nicholson style voice that he does for this game. Like that makes you look at Crypto and you think any random voice could come out of there that would sound more alien-like, and then he speaks and he sounds like Jack Torrance from the.
It's very distinct. Like it's a very it's very different from what other alien type stuff. What they do with that.
That's why I was disappointed by the Wii game, Destroy All Humans: Revenge of the Big Willy, because I actually recast him and Pox for that one.
They did. Yeah, they did.
And they both, I could tell, even as a kid, I could tell they both sounded wrong.
Yeah, it was, I just, oh man, I gotta do that game at some point. I don't want to.
That game is just hard to play in general because the Wiimote aiming is like, I never mastered that. I just would prefer a joystick, the motion control aiming on that.
Yeah, because with the remote, you move it up and down for altitude, but it's also like you rotate it for your camera, which is just all kinds of awkward.
Yeah, like it's just unruly.
Yeah. If for all the people out there, if you're gonna play Destroy All Humans, just play the first two games.
Either the originals or the remakes. The remakes are so close that it almost doesn't matter which one you play because it's damn near the same experience.
I can go back to either of them, honestly. Like I still have fun with the original.
I mean, the original is awesome. I actually kind of like the look of that game. It's got sort of this PS2 moodiness that doesn't really exist anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, those remakes are made with such like reverence and love for the original that it's like pretty much the same thing, just with like little quality of life upgrades.
Yeah. Since we're talking about it, which game is your favorite out of the series? Just out of curiosity.
Man, I guess I'm gonna have to go with the first one because I beat it so many times as a kid. It took me like years to actually sit down and beat Destroy All Humans 2. I kept getting to the Russia part and then getting stuck when you have to fight the Blisk for the first time. And it ended up like taking me like a couple years to actually figure out how to beat that section.
Mm-hmm. I feel the same way. Honestly, like I love the first game just so much. either version. Like,
The PS2 era was back when you could still get stuck on a game. Games hold your hands. Games hold your hand like a lot now,
that's true.
and are made so accessible. When was the last time you heard about someone getting like impassibly stuck? Like, I cannot get through this boss fight, or I cannot figure out what to do here without looking up a guide.
You know what? That's a good point because, like, and I mean, now we're at a time where tutorials are integrated into just main levels, so
To the
you
point
can't
that they're
really.
almost kind of obtrusive. Like,
Yeah.
you can't go 10 feet without a question mark popping up and then going, and then having a big text box going, "Here's what you do, idiot."
It's like, hey, did you know that you can jump?
Did you know that? Did you know that you can jump? And you're like, yeah, I know I can jump.
I got you.
Did
I
you
got you,
know?
buddy.
I hate when games, especially like they know that you're not using a certain mechanic like often enough, and then will pop up a tutorial thing to tell you, hey, use this mechanic. And it's like, I'm not using it for a reason. I don't like it.
Yeah, no, I feel that. Like, oh man, I miss the days of just renting a game from the Blockbuster or whatever, and then you play the
And then,
first 20 minutes and you can't get past any of it, so you're just stuck with it the whole weekend. Those were the days.
that frustration was part of the challenge. It kind of makes you want to like best it, you know. You're like, well, I refuse to be stuck. I'm going to defeat this game.
Yeah.
You don't get that same level of challenge anymore. It's like, you know, everything's so much more accessible, and that can be a blessing and a curse.
Yeah, it's just like, let me give you.
By the way,
let me
in
give
this
you a
video,
big-
you say
Oh.
you use the cheat code to get all of the upgrades unlocked from the very beginning, and I disagree with that. I actually was fine with the progression of the game without it.
Huh. I just like, I don't know, like maybe it's just because it, like, going back, like, because I played so much of the remake, like, in the 2 years since, doing
Since
this
it came
video, but
out.
it's just like
Yeah.
the idea of like going to an area, beating a level, and then it's just like, oh, you gotta get more brains on, like, to continue the game. Like, I don't
The
know that.
grind is a little bit, well, I guess that's a problem post remake, is because in the original it was a lot easier to just like go with the flow with how the game wanted you to progress, but the remake gives you so much more, so much faster.
Yeah, no, like,
Ah,
the
I've
yeah,
done this
another
bit
thing with this
several times.
video. Yeah, the another thing with this video is that I wanted it to feel somewhat close to what your videos were, like just have echoes of, the Mendoza style. So I had
That's so funny because my style is just ripping off Rebel Taxi and Red Letter Media. I don't have a style. I'm just ripping off YouTubers I watch.
yeah, I was very proud of that.
You see,
I
what really sells it is if you can get the screen to rotate on the body, because
oh
that's
man,
how it looks in Mass Effect.
I wish I was able to do that, but the thing is that when you die, it cuts to your next clone immediately. So
Yeah. If there's any game where there's like some weird dead air where you're just laying there and you still have control of the camera, I'll intentionally rotate it just to stimulate that. Because I always thought it was just so funny. He's just spinning around, aimed at the floor of the player character's body, just rotating for no reason.
Wait, there's still the remake to talk
yeah.
about.
Oh, here we go with the remake.
I must have had so much caffeine in me when I recorded this.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you if you remember anything about the day, like when you recorded. I assumed no, because you're busy with
I've
everything.
recorded so many scripts for so many different things that it's just all starts to blend together. I can't remember recording scripts for my own videos. Like, it's just after 150 plus recording sessions for as many videos, you just start to forget them. It's like, it's just work.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know anything about Bubsy, so I never got this. Is Bubsy that bad?
Bubsy is, yeah. Bubsy's bad. Don't play Bubsy. That's my advice of the day. But yeah, I remember because another reviewer I watch, who I'm a really big fan of, they did a Bubsy game in 2017, and Black Forest Games made that. So I was like, okay,
I've
I
never
remember
seen
that they
the.
did this. So I guess I should mention it in the video, but
Props in the future.
yeah,
Anyway, getting into the
I
actual game, it looks
this
incredible. It's not a God of War.
yeah, I don't know.
Done, but it'll
So
get the job done.
one thing I wanted to
Also gotta say,
mention was
cartoony
just the whole
aesthetic
setup of the
features
video,
here,
which
but I
was
will admit some of the
kind of
gameplay
ridiculous
can
in
look frustrating
hindsight,
at
but
times.
like,
The music and the voice acting is carried
Sometimes
over
you're just
well,
like
which is
excited
fine
to
with me.
have
I
the
will say
guest,
that
and then the
voice
idea
lines
comes
really made
after.
stand in
Like
some that became
when I got
strange
Yuri
and
Lowenthal to agree to be in one of my videos, we originally intended for him to be in a Spider-Man video, but he was not allowed to without like a ton of oversight from
one of the
Sony
biggest
because
changes
they're
you'll
so
notice right
protective
off
of the
the bat
brand.
is
So
right, yeah.
we were talking about it, and I was like, "Well, I'm working on this Hulk video about one of the tie-in games. I'm talking about how bad the voice acting is in it. You know, like you want to say something quick in there or something." And it is a very forced cameo. It doesn't really make sense in the context of the video. It was just I had him there for the sake of it because I was just
Yeah.
excited.
Yeah, I
But
mean, this
him and
was
I since then have done other stuff where it felt more thematically appropriate, like him
Yeah.
voicing Ben 10.
the Ben 10 thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was a similar case where it was just like, I just needed an idea to have you here. And in my head, I was just like, why would, in reality, this wouldn't happen?
Yeah, you could just do the. It's sort of like how a lot of angry video game nerd episode setups are. It's just someone nudging you to play a game or nudging you to do a review, and you're like, "Do I have to?" And they're like, "Yeah," for whatever reason.
Yeah.
At least I wasn't like in your house trying to massacre you with a machete.
No, I didn't ask you to use the green screen. So
Becky asked me to use the green screen for something. It was when she made her own Scarlet Spider costume, and she
that's right, I remember that.
threw a sandwich at me and then had me make an identical sandwich to throw at myself on the other side of the world so that the shots would transition seamlessly.
That's right, I remember that. Oh, Becky's amazing.
Not really a memorable one at that.
You should have her on here sometime. She's
Yeah,
good for this stuff.
Yeah,
One example involves you disguised as the mayor redirecting.
never mind. I'll tell you about it afterwards. So yeah, I just for this, besides not making sense, I know you love the game as much as I do, so that was reason enough to just have you be here, but
because I would probably never get a chance to talk about this game on my own channel. I just people expect such comic booky stuff from me, usually Spider-Man, but I've managed to make enough side comic book related stuff that they accept that now.
Yeah.
I don't think it would do well if I made a Destroy All Humans series retrospective.
That's a shame, because some of my favorite videos of yours are the ones not like going over comic book related stuff. So it's a shame the views when
like I had a lot of fun
right
reviewing like Splatterhouse, or I do like doing those big retrospective videos with Diego. Where it's every game reviewed of some random like movie tie-in thing. We actually have a couple more of those planned. It's just that our ideas keep getting more ambitious and we don't have the money to support it. So we have to wait a little bit before that comes to fruition. But there's a lot of RoboCop and Indiana Jones games out there.
Yeah, that's right. I can't wait for that new RoboCop game.
Oh yeah, the gameplay looked really good. I like how slow and tank-like you are in that game.
Isn't it made by the same guys who did that Terminator first-person game? Because it looks very similar to that.
I played that. I mean, I didn't beat it, but I played it, and it was kind of cool how it was like kind of just a Fallout game, but set in the Terminator universe instead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, hey man, if you're ever looking to do a Destroy All Humans retrospective and you need somebody to join you,
that would be cool.
I'm available.
I've got a lot of plans for future stuff, and this thing is, I have so many ideas and like not enough time to make all of them. So I'm just like parsing it out as slow as I can, just to like have time to work on each one.
Yeah, that was one of my worries when I was doing this, which was like, I can't ask him to do a full like collaboration because I know how busy you are and all the time. So the fact that I managed to just get a small role like this was more than enough.
Chills my nerves a bit and makes playing through those levels.
One of
And
these
also
days we
gave
can
me an
try
excuse
something
to
a
play
little bit
this
more
game.
elaborate.
So
At the end of the day, this is a
Oh,
heavily
yeah.
underrated title that is not only a fun folk tale from the PlayStation 2 era.
I thought
but
for the
it's a
longest time that
deserves a little bit more
because
love, I feel.
the
This game
review
is
I did
really
after this
important,
for
as a fan of the
my
series,
special
I'm curious
playlist
to what
was a
people
Mario
think.
game.
This
I thought
game's
that was going to
evolution
be
over the years.
the first
From its
video,
humble
but
beginnings and rise of popularity with the first two entries,
just the
down to
stars
the
aligned,
literal
and
death from a Wii survivor in the third
we
game,
were able to make
and
this
a
work
severe
somehow.
to a resurgence with
Yeah.
a beautiful recreation from a development team which you can tell really loves the source material.
I actually
Ah.
haven't
From
seen
the looks of it,
some of this
the
footage
future's
before
looking
from
really
the
good
market
for
because I
the
avoid
development
marketing
team.
for
I'm
games
really
I'm
excited to
interested
see
in,
what Black
like
Mhm.
the
Myth
flag.
has in store for this
So
series.
I actually haven't
As for
seen
this
some of
little
these
cult classic,
some of
I
these
recommend
trailer
playing this on
clips
whatever console
from
you own,
the
whether you prefer
remakes
Xbox, PS2,
or the other games
PS4,
before.
or
Like I never saw
PS4.
the marketing for
Finding
the
a
original
copy is
Destroy All
no
Humans
problem, so
until
give it a
this
try
video.
and just maybe
Yeah.
you're interested in seeing
Yeah, no,
where the
that
series
one
goes
of the
from here.
hardest challenges was getting
For
just
better
a
or for
good
worse.
quality video of like the E3 trailer and like some of the older trailers for. Oh yeah, this.
Sometimes they have those stored in the game as an extra.
Yeah,
And that's
I
really nice when you get that, but sometimes it's just no, it doesn't exist anywhere anymore. You have to find someone's recording of their TV. You were not the first person to make that joke, by the way.
I know. I know.
Fourth Snake, James at Fourth Snake did that.
The thought hit me, and I'm like, mate, can I do it? It's probably not going to be as funny, but like, sure, let's throw it in there.
Because I mean, Mendoza is my family name. My dad always got excited when that episode came on of Simpsons when I was a kid. He's like, "Oh, look, this is the episode where he says Mendoza."
Yeah.
You can follow me over at my channel,
Yeah, no.
GodzillaMendoza.
I think out of all the, like, there's that joke, there's the
Watch that.
Mass Effect one, and the last thing I did was the last thing I did was the end video music. I forget the game that you had it in, but
Final Fight Streetwise.
Final Fight Street. Yeah, I added that at the very end for my, like, watch this video or watch this playlist or something like that.
You know what's
but-
funny is that recording of that specific song from that game, it got taken off of YouTube for some reason. I think the channel that posted it got terminated for a different thing. But I
Mhm.
actually can't find another copy of that song anymore. So if I ever accidentally lost the copy of that song that I have, I would have to go buy a copy of that game, go figure out how to like record it. I would probably just maybe see if I could turn off the sound effects and the settings and just stand there and let the song loop because it's like kind of at the beginning of the game. But if I ever lost that recording, I would not be able to get that back.
I would have
'Cause
thought
can't find
that
it anywhere.
Yeah, I would have thought that you just taken it from your own videos, just like.
Well,
just
yeah, but
for
like I prefer
convenience,
to
but-
have like the full file because it's like you only ever hear 20 seconds of it, but it's like a 3-minute song.
Yeah. So the rest of this is just to thank you and letting you know what was coming next, which was Spider-Man PS4, which
Yeah.
is funny in hindsight because in this original script, that me playing Spider-Man was already written in. So I guess that was another funny coincidence. But yeah, this video, I remember it did pretty well. Like it got to, I think it was like over 100 views, which was a miracle and
For
still
a
is.
smaller channel, that's huge. I mean, when I was starting out, I remember just keep things in perspective because there was a time in high school for me where another kid at school had a channel with 57 subscribers and I had 22 and I was like, man, I'm so jealous. I'm never going to get 57. Like, damn, I wish I could get that kind of traction on my videos. And their videos got like 70 or 80 views and I was getting 30 or 40 and I'm like, shit,
Yeah.
that's so many views. So, when you're just starting out and getting, because the first couple of years are a slog whenever you start doing this. So don't don't take it for granted. 100 views at this stage is huge. That's awesome. Hey,
I just
there's the
wanted to
song.
play. I just wanted to play it at the end there.
I like your end screen, by the way. It's
Thank
very
you.
nice.
It's very it's not it's not the
No,
most
I kind of
impressive,
like the
but it works.
black pulse form like a sort of drop shadow effect. It looks neat.
Yeah. I try. I
Keep trying.
remember. I hope I do. People haven't hated these videos yet, so I must be doing something right.
Hey, even if they start to hate them, that means that they're that means that they're blowing up.
Mhm.
That's the thing, is don't get discouraged by that either, is because eventually you'll start getting so many views that people will start saying mean things, and
Mhm.
you got to remember that's how you know you made it.
Yeah.
That's how you know you're important, is when people hate you because you said you didn't like Batman Arkham Knight.
Man, making my mark in the world somewhere. So,
But
yeah, that's pretty
yeah,
much it for the commentary. Yeah, I mean, I probably told you this over and over again, but just having you in the video and, actually giving me the time of day, just this nobody is just, I mean, I can't appreciate it enough. And I'm super happy that you agreed to do this with me, this commentary, this everything. And
oh yeah, of course. Hey, you're not a nobody. Don't say that. Keep that sentence out of your mouth, all right?
okay. Okay,
Keep
sir.
on going. Hey, we don't do put downs around here, kiddo. This is
Yes,
a
sir.
positive environment. This
Yes,
is where
sir.
we build self-confidence.
Yeah, of course, sir.
But thank you for having me. It was a lot of
Of
fun.
course.
Both
Yes.
times, getting to do the original video and doing this.
Hopefully we
I
can
appreciate.
work on something else together. Hopefully.
Yeah, let's keep that in mind for one of these days, so we could come up with a plan or something. But
Mhm.
thank you. And
Yes,
I got to
of
get
course.
going now, but I
Yeah.
really appreciate hanging out and getting to record something with you.
And as for all of you out there watching, have a great night. Thank you all so much for watching and take care of yourselves.
Bye.
Bye.